Every once in a while, a new AI drops that makes creators stop and rethink everything they thought they knew about creating content. Google's latest image model, Nano Banana, that's what they're calling it, is exactly that. It lets you blend different images together, whether it's clothing, different people. It helps you make consistent characters. It helps you generate stuff from various angles, clean images, remove objects, you name it. And if you want to notch that up another level, then you can even animate using tools like VO3, Helio, and Kling. There's mad scope here, whether it's for personal use or for a marketing agency. People are doing some absolutely wild things and the net is flooded with it. I too have been putting it to the test and the results are pretty nuts. In this video, I'm going to rapid fire show you how I'm using Nano Banana for various use cases and different projects of mine, from creating celebrity mashups to animated product frames. So hello and welcome to Hustle Hatch, and in this very sudden special episode, we are going through the lengths and breadths of Nano Banana in darkness. So I've covered almost 20-25 different use cases of a tool like this, and I've tried to club them in, similar pockets and batches so that you can see how similar prompt structures and stuff can help you create the kind of content that you're looking for. In fact, Google even has its own guide, as you can see over here in the corner, which gives you access to a lot of prompt structures and stuff to make sure you get the best output you want from Nano Banana. Starting with the first use case, which is putting people or characters together. As you may have seen the net with so many people taking pictures with Elon Musk and Donald Trump, somehow this is how. Put these two people together in a geography classroom with a globe in the background. And this, like I mentioned, is for an Instagram account experiment that I'm doing, GeoGyan with SRK. If you are looking for geography content on India in the likeliness of SRK, then this is the account you need to follow. So globe on the left side, in the background, both should be wearing formals. And two images uploaded, one of the man himself and one me from a video that I taken earlier, quick screenshot of that. And within 20 odd seconds of the model doing its magic, there you go. That's the two of us in a classroom standing next to each other. Holy shit. I got a different look from my normal look. This is kind of in the middle of my current look and the image that I put. But there you go. Exactly what I'd asked it for. Next use case. What about removing objects from the frame, right? Picture of me over there. Remove the person sitting on the sofa and recreate the image as is with the exact same lighting and realism. And I don't think I even needed to go to that extent, but there you go, exactly what I asked for. And the same kind of stuff about removing objects for various different use cases, as you can see, right? If you're doing product photography, for example, but you want to get the image removed and use that background or that environment for something else, then there you go, exactly what you'd asked for. Another one, some pictures that I'd taken from a vacation trip to Thailand with the gang, and just remove the leaves in the foreground so that you have a better view, better visibility of the boats that we eventually took to quite a special view, but not really the point of this video. So keep it as real as the photograph attached, and 15 odd seconds, there we go. Not even 15 seconds, 12 seconds, there we go. Exactly what we'd asked for. It's able to identify and fill all those various gaps perfectly. And I did this for a couple images actually. And to be very honest though, this is something that is quite trivial for many tools to do now. In fact, even on Photoshop directly, whether you're using the plugin of Nano Banana or Adobe's Firefly, it's able to do the same stuff pretty seamlessly. Let's have a look at another use case, which is putting various images together into one, right? And this is, say, a brand swag deck that we put together for a client. And we'd already created a few mocks, but if you want to reimagine all these various objects into one single environment or scene, put all these images together and do like a brand photography shoot in a real office environment in a single scene. Needs to be high quality and of course realistic, right? With great lighting to make the name of the company stand out on a few objects, but shouldn't look fake. So give it some time. Let's see if we get what we want. And wow, everything lined up on a table, name very clearly visible. And let's see if I give it another image, if I can get something a little different, right? And not so much. There are people, there are no people. That's the kind of difference. I was looking for something more than that, but there you go. Exactly what I asked for. Okay, if it's not mocks, then it is what we've seen the net flooded with people doing, right? Change the clothes of the person in a blue shirt, that's me of course, to the exact same attire, black suit, just to make sure that they know exactly which image I'm talking about. Let me fix the spelling of suit. Black suit, shirt, tie as the person in image 2. Let's also add pants. I'm probably a guy who loves wearing my shorts, so pants just slip. Oh, and holy shit. It's almost like Nano Banana knows me. It knows that I'm gonna wear my goddamn shorts wherever, even with a bloody jacket. But a few prompts, a little bit more back and forth, and I got the exact image that I was looking for. Let's try another one, right? Because I didn't really get the result that I wanted the first time around. Make the man in the suit wear the Aloha shirt without the jacket or the tie, but let him wear the formal pants. And hey, not bad. Given me exactly what I was looking for. Let's try another one. This is a picture I took in the museum in Jakarta. This is what Indonesian soldiers had to wear back in the day. Let's see if it can get a model in that. Not what I was expecting. Let's see how ChatGPT does with the same prompts. Because at the end of the day, we're talking about, the capabilities of Nano Banana or an image generator, so to say. And GPT has been there before. Of course, it's much slower than what we've been seeing, 15, 18 seconds as output. But let's throw the same pictures there and find out what GPT is able to do with that. I wanted to change his clothes to what the mannequin is wearing. And just to clarify what the mannequin is wearing, Indonesian soldier from the 40s, right? And let's have a look. Maybe the Indonesian part's not even required actually. Exactly what I wanted. So there you go. It's not necessary that one is far superior than the other. You got to use both of them hand in hand. And this is just a quick example of that. But onwards with some more Nano Banana explorations, right? It's not necessary for you to give your prompt only in the form of text in the space provided. You can literally add it as a note on the image like I've done over here. Just a really shitty stick figure drawing of the two characters fighting each other with a tiny note saying the same. And let's see how Nano Banana creates exactly what I'm looking for. There you go. In 15 seconds, both these characters, Nexus and Nelly from a Byju's product from our heydays, fighting each other exactly like that stick figure. Holy shit, that's wild. That is pretty wild. Onwards to the next use case, right? With creating images using prompts and inputs. This is kind of creating something from scratch without, as strong an input, but let's see a few use cases of the same, right? PS5 uploaded, deconstruct the PS5 into all its components. Let's just make it a little bit more clear. Generate an image of the PS5 deconstructed into all its components and placed on a table in an organized manner. Fixed, there we go. In the exact same perspective. Of course, needs to be realistic, something that I keep calling out, and wow, 12 seconds is all it took to give me what I wanted. Looks like there are two PS5s though. I want a single PS5 deconstructed, not two, and 14 seconds. An image that I can definitely use for some explorations that I'd showed at the very beginning. Another one. Need to make a product video for an air cargo AI based SaaS company and need some BGs of hangars and airplanes and cargo warehouses in a rich style. Needs to be photorealistic and nighttime, but with some orange lighting, even though the base is mostly blue. And in some time, I'm sure I'm gonna have some banger images that I can use for this product video I'm working on right now. There you go. That's pretty crazy. With a little bit of a tint, a little bit of a match of the brand colors that, follow the guidelines of that particular company, I'm 100% certain I can use this for what I want. But what are those logos doing there? Let's see. Very nice. Remove the logo and regenerate them in 16:9 aspect ratio because it is a product video at the end of the day. There you go. Wow. How about this? People completely reimagining or renovating their houses using some AI input, right? So here's a quick picture of the hall. Change the decor and furniture of the room completely to make it look a lot more classy. Maintain the same palette, but paint the walls if you want. Let's see what we get. Oh, some furniture is added, some stuff has been replaced in the hall. Holy shit, maybe I can do a little bit of a renovation at some point. Some lights added to the fan as well. Wow. Completely change the furniture if you want, including curtains. Let's see if we can imagine this in a different palette now. Change the palette if you please. I want to renovate completely. Oh, and there you go. Green has never looked so regal before. Not bad. Let's see if we can do it from a different perspective now. Change it even in this perspective. And in the meantime, just kind of seeing this tool at work. Holy shit. Wow, that is pretty good. It's got a little bit of that red also standing out, just complementing the color overall. Nice stuff. Nice stuff. In this perspective as well. How about if we want to change the look completely? Change the palette completely, make it look more royal, go nuts on the walls as well. Let's see if it understands what going nuts is. Okay, oh, let's go all out and create a truly royal and opulent look. And there you go. It looks a little crammed with a ton of shit, but looks royal nonetheless. Looks like a hotel in Burj Al Arab. Next use case, changing perspectives, changing angles. Before that though, if you found this content useful, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I keep creating a ton of these kind of videos, breaking down AI tools, showing you how they can help you with your hustle. So please don't forget to leave a like. Onwards with this use case. There was a time when we were selling canvases and posters on our online store, and not something I do anymore, but just to kind of give you an example of how, changing perspectives, generating stuff in different places can be used even say for product photography in that sense, right? And just to kind of give you an example of how you can make stuff like this. Make a product mock-up of this canvas painting design. Let's add stylish, realistic as well. And hanging on a wall, I think it probably knows that it needs to make it hang on a wall. Let's not add that. And 14 seconds and shit, it's on a wall. Not bad at all. How about in a different environment, or at least in the same place but in a different setting? Keep it on the table instead of hanging it on the wall. It's got a little smaller, it's on the table. What about making an Instagram influencer hold the canvas in front of her and smile? Because we've seen so many of these videos where, with the product, with the influencer, you're able to create this without having to actually rely on an influencer anymore. And there you go, add influencers holding the goddamn poster exactly how the poster is, with all the details the right way. Wow. How about this? Change the angle of this shot. Let's see if it can make a wider shot from whatever input I've given and kind of generate the frame around and figure out what exactly the environment is like. And OMG, there you go. It's zoomed out and it's even gotten the characters out of frame on a wheelchair, kind of created a little bit more detail of that. That's pretty crazy, man. Change the perspective to a Dutch angle. Let's see if it can go Ram Gopal Verma on me right now. From a top view, make it dramatic and cinematic. Oh shit. Not bad. That's pretty crazy. It's got a top view angle going on, and you can see how this kind of stuff can help you generate so many different environments and scenes and settings for whatever episodic animated content also that you may be making. Give me a front view of this hanger. I've already shown you a few use cases of how you can generate perspective for different things. Let's carry on with the same thing. Much wider shot so that more details are visible in the frame. And let's see if it gets it. It's taking its own sweet time. Not really what I thought I would end up getting. Again, doesn't work there. Go to GPT. If you've tried 3-4 times, you're not getting what you want on Nano Banana, you have multiple options. How about this? Change the angle to a wide front shot to capture more details in the frame. So, never been a Humpy. Let's make it feel like I've been there, and oh my days. How is it able to do that? That's pretty wild. How about adding us in the frame? Like I said, Anu and I have never been there together at least. Add these two people in the frame in proper perspective so that it looks real. Let's see if it's able to take us out from this image and put us over there. And oh man, it changed the perspective to match us. Okay, sure, the color's not the best, but even shadows are there. This is pretty crazy. Nobody else is there. A lucky day at the temple looks like. But pretty crazy. Let's have a look at another use case. This time, say creating consistent characters. I've already shown you how from a single shot you can create multiple angles, different perspectives. But what about those characters in different scenes, different settings? 2-3 images of Nexus and Nelly. Sharing a few images of 2 characters. I need them in various poses and scenes. First, generate them in a museum, because that's an environment I remember from some of the stories back then, talking to each other. And let's get a little bit more specific, right? Let's see if it's able to nail exactly what we want. The camera angle is from the back, so we can see the artifact they're looking at, right? And oh shit, that is pretty cool. Okay, another one. Make them pilot a spaceship, because it is one of those sci-fi stories and can delve into it. One of our more memorable times at Byju's, creating a phenomenal product with all these crazy stories, but story for some other time. Front view from the cockpit, both of them looking very serious and tense as they pull on the lever and press buttons in panic. Oh, look at them shitting their pants. That is pretty good. It's got the same style going. It's not bad at all, man. That's pretty tight. So those were some real quick use cases of how you can generate images using Nano Banana. For whatever requirements you may have, broke it down into various set of things, and I hope that kind of helps you figure that out. Now, if you want to notch this another level, take these images, move them into an image to video generating tool like, say, Minimax's Helio, right? And use this to make video content. This is how you can go about it. And that's when you realize that the scope with tools like this is almost infinite, right? Whatever you want to actually create and build now, you have zero excuses to do it. So literally got to sit your ass down and get to work, because you don't need to rely on too many people anymore. Let's see how we can make some super simple animations using Helio, right? And they have this new feature now, which is add the start frame, add the end frame, and it's able to interpolate and figure out everything in between. So here goes the start frame, the PS5. Here goes the end frame, what we generated from Nano Banana earlier, like you saw. Transform the PlayStation from assembled to broken into its parts. 25 credits, and I'm thankful to Helio for giving me a few credits to actually try this experiment out. And there you go, in no time, within a couple minutes, exactly what you want. How about this? The side view that we had of the temple in Hampi, the front view that we generated with Nano Banana, and let's see if we can, pan the camera from one angle to the other. And let's see, there are some inbuilt motions as well in terms of camera control that you can choose within the tool. And let's see if we can do a slow zoom out while we're doing the pan, right? And not really what I want. Let's see if we can rerun that same thing. Oh, much better, much better. Like you can see, you have to do a little bit of back and forth. You won't get exactly what you want within the first prompt necessarily, but that doesn't mean you won't end up getting what you want. So please keep trying. How about this? Image in, vehicle slowly move as the light flickers, so that I have a background that I can loop and kind of use in this product video that I was talking about before. Let's see what kind of camera movement I want. Pedestal down, and oh man, that is really good. That is super good. Here's another, because it has a lot of characters involved. They want to show, how their super agent does a bunch of things for them in that space. So transform the character. I put a 2D icon image. I've put a 3D image that I generated on GPT some time ago, and transform them in a stylish manner from the line drawing to a fully 3D character. Do some subtle movement of the hanger in the background. Like I said, tiny tint, put it at the back, and see how you can use the image generated from Nano Banana, so to say. So, whole mix of tools at play over here, and there you go. In no time, something very meaningful generated. Now, how about these? All those crazy images generated on Nano Banana of Nexus and Nelly. Let's see if we can bring them to life using Helio, right? People slowly walk and observe the objects in the background, because it's a museum and there are some characters out there. But the two main characters see the glowing artifact while other people slowly walk in the frame. Of course, I don't have an end frame here, but like I said, a single image also generated from a Nano Banana GPT, put into Helio, give it, whatever camera controls you may want. Let's try one without anything. Yeah, static shot. And let's see what we get. Not where I wanted to insert it. Yeah, there we go. Static shot, inserted. And yeah, not bad. How about another camera motion? How about pedestal up? like as if this was the end of the scene where they've returned the artifact to the museum, the episode has ended, and we slowly pan up, and there we go. Let's take that spaceship. That's a lot of panic. That's a lot of intensity. Not bad at all. How about the characters kicking and punching each other? The one I generated with tiny notes in the corner. That's pretty good. So there you have it. Many different ways of using Nano Banana for whatever requirement you may have. Club that with a bunch of tools and get even video output for that matter. Hope you found this video useful and it helps you with your hustle. If it did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one.